Greetings and welcome to episode 69 of my Empire Total War Darth mod Great Britain campaign. And this, my friends, how we left it last time, Tripoli. Tripoli has been, shall we say, a thorn in our side because of the French's sort of insistence that they really want to take the city of us. Now, we've already been involved in a terrific battle with the French for the city, which we held on against, almost overwhelming odds, should I say. As you can see, this is the testament here of these regiments that are left. That is the magnitude of the fighting here. 13 men left in this regiment, 15th Regiment of Foot. 70th Regiment has got 14 men left in it. Took an absolute brutal fight here. The sharpshooters and indeed the 43rd Regiment only 24 men left in there. As you can see, that really was a brutal fight. But that fighting has not ended yet. As you can see, France has been besieging us for quite a while, and now they have finally moved in here with this force here. Now, this force here is what is left of the French forces that attacked Tripoli in the first place, and these are the defenders that thrust these away from Tripoli. Look at that, we've absolutely smashed them to smithereens. But they've also brought in these forces here. Now, these are brand new forces, you can see, fully recruited, full stack regiments here, so that we've got cuirassiers, but they, as you can probably notice here, they have a majority of their forces are cavalry. There's a lot of cavalry here, so that sort of again sort of undermines their attack in terms of what they can be able to attack the fort with our fortifications with. Now, the council once again has come with some wonderful suggestions and plans and proposals. We shall be going over those once this battle has ended here. We might even jump immediately into the Battle of Cairo, depending on what happens on this battle here. We have to hold Tripoli. If we can hold Tripoli, then we will have really done ourselves a real smart favour here, because Tripoli is pretty much key to the council's plans, and indeed so is Cairo. We're in sort of that. We're in that sort of, how dare I say this? We're in a sort of a turbulent sort of present, where we have to take what is left of the French assets in Europe, but also at the same time defend those assets, because remember, we're at war with Spain. We have Poland sort of loitering around with intent. Russia, I just got that gut feeling about Russia, my friends. I don't think Russia will hold off very long from us, because of course we still hold St. Petersburg and Moscow, and both of them are vitally important to the Russians. I wouldn't be surprised if we don't see the Russian response quite soon. And indeed, there might be other conflicts in the wings waiting to happen, so we've got to be very careful. Of course, the council also requesting we move into the New World as well, so we've got a lot of assets to free up. We've got a lot of battles still to complete here, but this is the first one. Let's take this fight. Let's really take this fight. Let's throw them back here. Thankfully, we managed to get a brand new regiment into the fight here as well. Now, I believe, if my memory serves me correctly, we do have a gap, a hole broken in the defences here. Quite clearly the French are going to try and pour through there, so we've got to be vigilant here. We have to really use the resources we got here. Limited resources because of the battle. We haven't had time to replenish and repair, because as soon as that one battle was over, the French immediately moved that force in to try and retake Tripoli. Now, am I wrong with my there it is, my friends, right on the corner, and that is a large gap there, sir. And still burning, still smouldering here. Look at that. That is a huge gap in our defence. And look at the size of the fort. The fort is gigantic. What have we got here? We've got the garrison guards, wonderful defenders. We're going to have to really use our resources here to the maximum effect. Now, as you can see, we've got the French here able to use this sort of L-shaped deployment zone here. So we've got to know now where are the French coming from. Now, as you can see, wherever the troops are facing is where the enemy are going to come in from. So the French are going to be starting from this position here. The chances are they're going to start trying to wrap forces around here, attack the gap here in the defences. But we do have, we're going to have to bring all of these onto the parade ground here. Let's get our resources in full view here. Let's see what we've got available. Thankfully, we've got the 95th Regiment here, which is at full strength. That's going to prove probably invaluable to us. Then we've got the 35th Foot. Gentlemen, let's have some. Thank you. Led here by General Cobb. We do have one regiment of artillery left. The others were, of course, sacrificed in the previous fight. whom else do we have here available to ourselves? We've got the 71st Regiment here. As you can see, we can see so the dwindling assets we have available to us, but still we shall use what we have available here. We're not going to merely hand this fort over to the French. If they want this fort, then by Jove, they will fight for it, sir. We've got the 82nd. Oh, look at that. What a discipline. What a regiment that is. Wonder, sir. We've got 20. I mean, the horse guards have up to 20 men. I mean, that is just brutal. I think we might use the cavalry to sort of defend the gap here as well. Let's just put them in the corner here. Put them in diamond formation as well, I think, just for that initial strike. We've also got the 26th, as you can see here. And again, look at that smoke. I mean, it's billowing here. 84th Regiment. We're going to bring everything we've got here into the parade ground. We've got sharpshooters who will prove invaluable here because, but again, look how many there are of them. Only 24 left. Look at the sharpshooters. What a wonder, sir. 42nd Regiment Foot. And these are slowly getting 32nd Regiment here. The garrison guards. We might use the garrison guards to defend this gap here. So we might use all the garrison guards we've got to defend one point. Because quite clearly the French are probably going to try and come through that one access point they have there. The one guaranteed gapping out. I mean, look at that. 14 men here, sir. 21st. Let's put them here with these gentlemen here. So there's only 13, 24 men here in the 42nd Regiment. Is there anyone else here with this? Not at all. Now, these are the forces we have available here to defend against, effectively, maybe a slightly battered full French army if you put them all together. So we've got to be vigilant here what we do. Now, quite clearly they're going to be coming in from this point here, so we've got to defend it with a reasonable amount here. The 95th here, taking sort of the brunt of the fight. We've got plenty of cannon here. Look at that. So we're going to put the 95th here. These are the principal defenders, mainly because of the strength we've got here. I think then we've got our garrison guards, and I think it might be ideal if we put the garrison guards in defensive duty here. So we're going to put them here. They're going to hold this. They're going to hold this gap here. They have to hold it. There's no other way. Now, let's try and get 3 lines here to get that full maximum fire. How many lines have we got here? We've got 4 lines here, so let's just stretch these gentlemen out into 3 lines here. Look at that. We'll put this 65 men of the 34th in reserve here, just ready to counter, just out of harm's way here. So they can be moved in as we see fit. We might even put them in the building here to defend this gap in its entirety here. As you can see, a strong force. We also have the cavalry here to back them up. 26th. I know we're committing quite a lot of our resources to this gap here, but the odds are the French are going to move for this unless they break this wall down, in which case we'll have to redeploy assets, but we shall wait for that moment. Let's just move these cavalry back a little bit here, I think. Now, we have 91 men of the 82nd. We might have to combine regiments here to sort of make ourselves a coherent whole here. We've got to use the assets we've got available to us. This is what we have available to us, and thus we shall make the most of it. We'll have the 71st running along this axis here. Look at that. I mean, the architecture here is just a wonder for the forts. I mean, look at that. That is an absolute joy to see. And it's wonderful as well to hear from the council. Many of the council members are actually coming back to Empire Total War indeed and saying they're enjoying it. It's wonderful to hear all your experiences about it. It really is a wonderful campaign. I really do love hearing all of your experiences with it. Absolutely fantastic. We'll put the firelock armed citizenry here along this. Gentlemen. have some discipline here, thank you. Now we've got the 84. I think we'll have the 84th and the 42nd running along. We've got to be careful though, because this wall comes down. We're not going to lose men by putting men up here. That is absolutely, well, to be honest with you, it would be we'd only have ourselves to blame if we put men up here where the wall is at 77%. That wall is going to come down. Actually, let's move the cavalry just out of the way of this wall here. We don't want any casualties. Let's set up our guns. We've only got these limited resources here available to us, but what we will do is we'll just put them here. I mean, look at that. Even the command HQ. I mean, look at that for a command HQ. That's a proper command HQ. Look at that. Unlimbered. I think what we will do is we'll keep these in reserve. We might just put one more. Actually, we'll put 2 regiments here. These 2 regiments up here, just to cover ourselves. Let's put them here. Let's cover ourselves here with these regiments. Again, stretching our resources, our assets to absolute maximum here. The remainder of these will be used to just sort of counter anything that we don't see coming in here. Unless we put them right at the back here, because what we don't want is any cannon fire to come in and actually let's move them away from the gap. We don't want any stray fire. So again, these gentlemen are going to be used in case the French try and wrap around here, or if they break through here, we can move in reinforcements. But again, you've just got to hold our nerve here, hold our discipline. I think we're as prepared as we're going to be here. We've got the general here. We'll keep the general again right here, just out of harm's way. And I think we'll just center these gentlemen. Let's put them right in here. This is our point, our last line of defense here. Right, let's begin. And they're coming in from there as well. Look at that. Here they come, cuirassiers. You can absolutely bet your bottom dollar, my friends, that these gentlemen are going to. So what we're going to do is we're going to put a regiment up here at least. Time, gentlemen, double time. I will put some sharpshooters up here as well. I think the sharpshooters will definitely be. Glad we got stakes here. We just missed out on putting those stakes there. Here they come. Here they come. Steady, lads. Steady now. Wait for the order. Here they come, as we suspected. Get in this square, lads. Look at that. They're setting everything they can around here. Get down off there, lads. They're going to send everything they can. Look at that, they've gone. Let's get these gentlemen down. Look at that. Oh, that is... They've gone. Excuse my friends for the lag, but we've got to fire into the crowd here. That's what we wanted, sir. Oh, look at that. Those fiends. Oh, what a fight, sir. And they would dare to move in here against us, sir. What a fight. Look at this fight here. That'll teach France to come back here, sir. What the... Let's put a stop to that immediately, sir. What a defence, yes, sir. Even against odds that were tipped against us here. They've gone. They've had enough, sir. And rightly so. What do we... Let's get out there. Let's get out there, sir. Oh, they're broken. They've had enough. They've had enough, sir. Let's get out there. Let's get out there and deal with these. Deal with the artillery. Come on, gentlemen, open the gates. Look at this here, look at this. All this cavalry, all the French cavalry gone. And still we've got the grass here. What a and lifeguards, they've done a wonderful job here. They've shattered. Show them no mercy, sir. Show them no mercy. Yes, what a victory, what a victory. And we knew immediately they would aim straight for that gap in the defences, and they did indeed. Look at that, 1,000 men lost here. Statistics, look at that, garrison guards, again, wonderful. Sharpshooters did a wonderful job here, absolutely fantastic. We held there, sir. Ah, they've got additional forces waiting here. I wonder if they'll move in. Indeed. Ah. Well, would you look at that? And I think we'll take this fight, sir. We're up against the defenders here. How is that possible? We're going to take this fight. Looks like they want to fight. Then by Jove, we'll do it, sir. Well, let's just reconfigure what we've got going on here. Let's get the cavalry in here. I wouldn't want to get the blunderbuss shotgunners, which I cannot wait to see. The rest is as we want. Let's begin this. Let's take this fight straight away. We've held Tripoli. It looks like the French are sending more forces to try and take Tripoli off us. The council has requested we try and hold Tripoli if possible. If we can do it, we will do. But they're starting to form quite the powerful force there. We might have to detach a force from Cairo to retake Tripoli. There's a possibility we didn't want that to happen, but there's a chance we might have to do that. If that's what's needed, then we shall be doing it. Now, it looks like we're going to be attacked, so we've got to defend here. So, oh, look at that. The topography here of this battlefield is very, very flat here. Apart from this part here, which we fortunately have managed to secure for ourselves here. As you can see, there in the background is Cairo. Look at the size of that city. It is huge. Absolutely huge. But our main gaze must focus forward here on this battle. We've got horse guards here. Really have been the bedrock of our cavalry and mobility. We'll just push them to the right here for a moment, just out of harm's way here. While we deploy, we've got plenty of cannon. Look at the cannon we've got available here. What a joy to see. We'll just move General Awesome, who is actually the principal architect of the fight for Cairo, and he has requested that he be transferred to the New World once we move in there is to head that spearhead in the New World. Indeed, that has been granted, that request. But we're going to set up ourselves here now. Let's just get things organised. Now, we're going to put the cannon, the howitzers, in the back line here. We're going to actually then incorporate, as the council has requested, we're going to incorporate the foot artillery into the actual defensive line. Look at that. I mean, that is a wonder to see. An absolute wonder to see. We are really going to give them a sound pasting. We're going to incorporate these into the actual defensive line here. Oh, look at that. Of course, we've got guards. And line infantry guards as well. And we've also got the horse guard. Royal Cuirassier guards. I do beg your pardon, sir. The creme de la creme of cavalry. Look at that. I mean, look at that. They should be joining their comrades here. And of course, they've got their... We will take them off fire at will, because as those of you who've been witnessing many of my campaigns, cavalry and the ability to fire on horseback and my control don't mix very well. We've also got more horse guards here as well. This really is a joy to see. More cuirassiers. Now, I think we'll definitely have the guards in the vanguard of the defence. So let's just get ourselves organised here properly. One thing I cannot abide, and that is improper organisation. It has to be absolutely meticulous here. And indeed, we have got trenches. I think we're at the 39th here, right at the vanguard of the defence here. Sort of as the hill crests, we'll have them here, in what would be otherwise in a sort of a mini oasis here. Will this tree here give us trouble? No, it won't indeed. And either side of that we shall have the 38th, and again running alongside their brothers. We're not going to leave anything to chance here. Have the 40th Foot Guards here on the left. Add that extra zeal in defence. And no, gentlemen. Is that 4? That's 4 lines. That's more like it. Not quite centre there. We do have some... Oh, look at that. The 79th really is a veteran unit here. Again, we'll just have them anchoring the right. 102nd anchoring the left. These veteran units really do give us that wonderful depth of experience. 23rd. Again, we're nowhere up against not the finest of French troops, but still. That doesn't mean you underestimate your enemy. That's a fatal flaw. We shall have the 94th here. We could possibly keep 3 regiments back here. Have General Awesome here. I think we'll keep 3 regiments back. We'll put the 101st on the left in reserve. We'll have the 92nd, 103rd on this flank here. I think what we'll do is we'll switch 2 regiments of cavalry to this left flank, just so we can move around if needs be. And we shall have 39th, and indeed run out of regiments by the looks of it here. We'll have these regiments just right on the extreme right here of this battlefield. Look at that. I almost let that slip then. So what we'll do is just move these regiments. Have them on the extremities here. Well, canister shot was canister shot. I'll have shrapnel shot to start with. Let's move it. Look at that. Wonderful there. And we'll have 45th Regiment. I think we're the 45th Regiment. Let's just move these gentlemen back here a little bit. We shall rearrange this, but that was my mistake. Therefore, it's my mistake to rectify. Can we now take Egypt? Can we take Cairo once and for all here? This has been under lock and key of the British for many a month, many a year, should I say. I really would like to get it under the Empire's belt here. It would be fantastic now. Now that's more like it. That's more like it. Let's begin. If they're going to wait for us, then they've got a long wait. Lots of militia. Lots of militia. Where is that mortar? There it is. Those mortars are unerringly accurate. Looks like they're going to start moving in. They can immediately begin firing. It's exactly what we want here. Of course, they're not going to do that. That would be far too easy. Let's just speed things up a little bit here, shall we? So at least we can know where they're coming from. Looks like they're going to come out this way towards us here. That's why they can't fire, because it's just out of range here, but they're going to switch from left to right, or our left there, our left to right, but they're right to left. Or so they're going to put all their troops. I don't understand what's going on here. If we can get a shot off here, we can really do some damage to them. Looks like they're going to wait for all of their troops to be lined up here. Let's just prepare ourselves here for the possibility of being able to move in against them here on this flank. So we're going to have to wait for these regiments to move around, and then they might move out against us. So it looks like we might have to move additional regiment onto this flank. Actually, we'll move 2 additional regiments onto this flank here. We'll switch these cavalry to this flank here as well. And these reinforcements to this flank. I don't understand the French position here at all. I think even if we attacked, we wouldn't be able to secure the fort here. If we can just get a strike off against them. can't quite grasp what they're doing here, but let's just target the walls. Maybe that'll spur them into action. Indeed not. We want to fire upon these, we want to move them into action here. Oh, what a shot, sir. Oh, look at that, what a wonderful flying arms. Here they come. If we can catch them in the open here, what a boon that would be. Let's just hold our nerve here. Just drag them out of this here. Oh, my compliments to the chef, sir. Just one hit here, one hit from this volley here, and it would just cause mayhem. Oh, that's a wonderful hit there. They don't like that. They don't like that. Steady now. Right across the bow. As soon as you get them on shrapnel, that's going to be... Oh, shrapnel, look at that. Oh. They've gone. Let's get into them. Let's get into them. Almost down the barrel of the gun there. Oh, look at that, right down their throats there. Cairo shall be ours. Oh, it's just a bloodbath. It's an absolute bloodbath. Let's have some spirit about you lads. You can run but you can't hide, sir. The cavalry has just swept this entire battlefield away. What a fight, my friends, what a fight. Now that was a wonder to see. What an absolute wonder. Look at that. We lost 3 men. We lost 3 men for 2,078. Oh, look at the Royal Cuirassier. Look at the Royal Cuirassier guards. Well, well, well. It looks like France is starting to manoeuvre here. Wonder what Spain. I wonder what Spain will do now to. Now wait a minute. Wait a minute, sir. Wait just a minute. Don't do it. Don't do it. Now you avoid that fleet, sir. You avoid that fleet. Ah. Well, well, well. Look at that. They're emptying their forces from Milan to move up and strike into France itself. I think not, sir. If you think you can take Paris... Oh, wait a minute. Wait just a minute. Oh, the plot thickens. We're gonna have to do something about this. Poland here is gonna hopefully keep itself to itself here and get involved in the fight. But the question is, what will Russia do? Just got that gut feeling here, sir. Oh wait, looks like we've taken Cairo. My damn, that's a lot of Polish forces, my goodness me. What will Russia do? Because they seem to be moving their forces with intent here. Ah, there it is. There it is, of course. We have no choice. We're going to call on Sweden to aid us against Russia, because we want Sweden. There it is. There it is. War with Russia as well. Right, we've got to be careful what we're doing here. And in fact, what I will do is I'm going to ask the council what we should do, because we simply cannot face Russia as well as Spain and France. Now, what will Sweden do? Will Sweden send more forces into Russia? We can only hope they can. Oh, look at that! They are indeed, sir. Now that is a wonder to see. That is an absolute joy to see. Let's see, John, Local Empire, Venice. Now, now that will come in handy indeed, sir. And to that end, I think we'll send him down to France here just to make sure. Actually, we'll send him here. Of course, we're not too concerned with that. What we are concerned about is that force coming off the boat, but we'll still know what that is. Oh, sake, man, what have you done? No, in fact, that might actually prove useful to us. Because what we can do is actually move into position here. What we'll do is we'll move into here, ready for this here to strike. What we wanted was this gentleman here.
Your will.
Now that's at full strength. We've moved out our main combat group here. Field Marshal Ernock has actually moved his force out. What we are going to do is move into Paris here. That army is now at full strength as well. So if the Spanish move up here with mainly cavalry, what is here? Again, that's a pretty powerful force they've got there. In fairness, I've got a feeling. Can we sabotage? No, we can't. No, we're not going to sabotage our own building. That would just be insane. But can we assassinate? Oh, no chance. Absolutely not a chance. Look at the general here. That is a fantastic general. We got no chance. We don't want to lose this gentleman here. What we will actually do is send the spy around into Italy.
On Your Majesty's service. Taking cover.
They're quite clearly coming to help out the French here. What we're not going to do, we've got 2,557. We've got 46,000 here. We're still waiting for many of these armies to replenish and repair, specifically here. This army is replenishing, absolutely is almost at full strength, which is good to see. Craft workshop. How are these? It's going to take a while for these to replenish. I mean, look at the casualties that were taken. And indeed in the Netherlands here as well, we have taken significant casualties, especially here. And look at these forces here. Wow, what a fight that was! But the majority of them are at full strength, which is always good to see. We are going to move in. We're not going to be hindered or delayed in what our plans were. Fused. We shall bring them under siege. Now our main concern is going to be moving all the way out to Saxony here in Dresden. As you can see, it already looks like a rebellion possibly in progress here. Look at that. The clamour for reform is 19, only 7 here. Actually, they've brought that back under control here.
At your service.
What we are going to do is just reconnoitre what's around here in terms of the Poles.
Watching your enemies.
Because if you look at Austria here, that is a... My goodness me, they've got some forces here, the Poland, my goodness me. We've got to play this incredibly carefully here. 46,000 here. Very, very carefully. Let's just move these here. France, yeah, that's done fine. Glasgow is blocking, of course. Rhineland, France, that's absolutely fine. Now what I would like to do is thank the council for their wonderful advice here, because as you can see, your advice of removing the buildings has actually quelled the rebellion far quicker than it would have been. And indeed here as well in Strasbourg. Quelled. So I'd like to thank the council for your wonderful advice, but this is a... Oh, look at that army there. We've got Field Marshal Ernock here, which is still some ways off. His army is still some ways off of being at full strength. That was my mistake in moving him out there. But still, he can still replenish and repair here. But we've still got adequate support. What we'll do is we'll just move this army here of General Stefan around here, just to add that little bit of extra zeal here to the defence. Is there Russia on here? No, it is not. Is Russia on any of these trade lines here? No, they're not. Of course, they can now Russia move in against Crimea, which does have a massive army here, because they could move against Crimea quite aggressively, and also they can move against Moscow. We would not hold this out. Look how many forces are here. This is ridiculous. We do have a very, very powerful force here, which would, I must admit, would be better off somewhere else. And we've also got just a small token force here in Ingria. I wonder if we could give away St. Petersburg. We could always evacuate through Moscow, through Sweden here, through Karelia if needs be, if it came to the crunch. So that is something we could definitely consider. But if we can take Hanover and Dresden, but we would be really at the extremities here of what we can, our sort of logistics. Our logistic line would be very, very much stretched here against Dresden. I know many of the council are calling for us to actually increase our combat strength here in our naval fleets, which we will be doing. But we do have Spanish forces moving up through from Italy. They've also landed here. That's not actually a very strong navy. We could actually probably collapse that navy in with one of these combat fleets here and remove this army in its entirety. But as you can see here, oh, look at that there. You have to excuse me, my friends. Sorry about that, my friends. So we could hit Spain here. This is where Spain's making their money from here. But again, we would then leave ourselves open to these fleets moving in against us. We've got to be very careful what we're doing here. We have to plan this absolutely proportionally. But as you can see here, we don't have final control here. Come on, sir, please. I think we can also resolve this. How do we lose 1,124 men against one? That's just, I don't understand that at all. I just do not understand. But Cairo is now ours. 50,000 income there. That's more like it, sir. That is more like it. 1,000. We'll use everything we can here to at least get some of these gentlemen up to full strength here. And then next episode, we can bring Cairo up to full strength. Many of the councils recommended we actually give Cairo away. But if we're going to lose some of our Russian assets, would it be wise to keep Cairo perchance? But then again, we've got Russia right here in Jerusalem. So again, we're neighbours with an enemy again. Will we be able to hold on to these here? That's 3,000 here to get these gentlemen to full strength. Again, it's going to be very difficult for us to maintain that there. Look at Russia, 19,000 here. If we could raid this line here, the money we get from there would be incredible. We've got to leave. We've got to keep these. We've got to keep these navies here as well. If Poland ever strike against us from Athens, excuse me, my friends. Sorry about that, my friends. Max is, shall we say, awoken. Because of course I'm recording, and we've got to be careful. We might have to revisit the plans we had set up here, my friends, and move perhaps to a different war footing. Because if we got Russia to deal with as well, we might have to give up some of these lands to get peace with them, but that in the long run will actually free up some of these forces to be fighting elsewhere. So again, I'm going to leave those decisions in the council's hands. We're going to take Hanover. We're going to take Dresden. That, my friends, is pretty much a given, especially Hanover and Dresden. We're establishing now. We're going to obviously have a fight here on our hands against Spain because they're sending forces from Milan, and they're going to they've landed in Brest here. They're going to try and move against Paris. We've got Field Marshal Ernoch here, which we can hopefully get up to full strength very, very soon here, which again will give us an incredibly strong combat force. And these forces here as well will probably move down to actually meet the Spanish. And we will definitely be moving forces from the Amsterdam down here to try and defend. We've also got another force here which we can also move in to help defend from the Spanish. So we've got at least 4 armies we can pull together here to fight the Spanish off. But we cannot take on any Russian involvement as well. That would stretch us too thin, especially with the armies that we've got here. We don't want to lose the armies in Crimea and Moscow. That would be ridiculous because they could be used elsewhere, and they really are powerful, powerful shock groups. We could probably even use them to attack into Naples and Rome and Italy and that. But again, I'm going to use that. I'm going to leave that in the council's hands. The council has guided us to where we are at the moment, and we have established a a very strong empire at the moment, one that I never thought we'd even be anywhere near being able to get. But I'm gonna wait for the council's advice here, because you have not let me down thus far, my friends. You really haven't. And indeed, look at Sweden. Sweden, because of what we've done with here, have actually expanded their empire. We can actually fall back into Karelia if needs be, and move through Karelia and move through Swedish lands to get back to safety. But my friends, I'm going to end this episode here. I hope you've enjoyed it. If you have, my friends, as always, please keep your comments coming down below. We've still got a lot of things to do here, but again, we've got to adapt to the circumstances as they appear. We weren't expecting France to be so aggressive so earlier on, but that's what they've done. How do we deal with this? What do we give the Russians to get peace? Do we give them anything to get peace? Do we give Cairo away? Do we keep Cairo? Do we hold on to Tripoli? Do we give Tripoli away now that no one's attacking us? We can just give Tripoli away to somebody, maybe to Russia, to get peace. We hold on to Cairo. Again, I'm going to leave that in your capable hands, my friends, because I know that I can rely on the council 100%, and I absolutely will follow any plans and proposals you put down. I really, really will. I know that General Mel the Greek also came up with a quite ingenious plan here with Cairo, to give actually Cairo, make it independent, which we'll probably revisit next episode. But I think it's important I get all the council's advice on what we do here, especially with Russia declaring war. But until next time, my friends, whatever you're doing, please be safe. But until next time, bye for now.